In this video, we're going to be covering pages. So we go back to the content section again, go to pages, and you see listed pages over here on the right and your folders on the left. And the folder that is showing in bold is the one that you're actually in. So right now we're in the main folder, which contains the pages that the public can see, like your FAQ, contact, and so forth, because those don't need to be protected. Now when we go into the member folder, this is the one that contains your pages where you'll be creating your protected content. And here's the testing folder that I created when I was doing the directories. So to add a page, let me just show you a new page again. Let's call it sample 1. And you got to assign a level to it, or it won't let you save the page. Click Save. Now, let's say that you decide that you don't want this page in the testing folder, so you can move it right here, and you can move it over to the support folder. So now it's gone. The other thing you can do is change where the page shows up on the navigation bar. You can have it at the top or the bottom, or you can have it set to none. Now when you set it to none, is basically people use that option when they don't want the page to show up on the navigation bar, but say they may be linking to it off of another page. Sometimes people prefer to set up their courses where it goes next page, you know, module 1, module 2, or whatever, and they don't want to put that on the navigation bar because it gets too crowded. So they'll create a page and then they'll have links off of that page. So instead of showing them on the navigation bar, they will show it on the page itself. So they would choose the option of none so that it doesn't show up. Now if you want to make a page inactive so that it doesn't show up anywhere, then you click on the little television icon and the page becomes inactive. And then of course this is your edit icon, and this here is a page link for when you need to get a link to an external page or an internal page. For the internal page, you really only want to copy over here to the index like that, because the member folder is automatically already added, so you don't need to copy that if you're linking to pages internally. But this is where you can get those external and internal links. And then if you want to delete the page, you would just use the little red X and say make it go away, and the page is gone. So now let's go back to the member folder, and we'll go into the testing page that I was working on earlier. And we're going to cover some of the formatting options and so forth that you have on this page. And another thing that I wanted to point out was you do have SEO options for each page. So you can give each one an SEO title, your SEO description, and keywords that you want to use on it in these boxes down here. And this little icon here takes you back up to the top of the page if you don't want to mess with scrolling. And then of course the editor here is much like what you would use in Word. You have a lot of the same options with formatting your text and so forth. Most of the options are available right here, but then there are some other things available in the drop down menus as well. For example, you have your find and replace option here if you want to select all the text, if you want to paste the text as only text, where it basically means it's unformatted, something like that. If you want to cut, copy, paste. And you also have options here to insert video, images, links, which those options are available out here on the menu bar already, but you do have other items here such as a special character, horizontal line, your anchor tag, page break, a date and time, non-breaking space, and so forth. And then to view it, if you wanted to show your blocks, which basically means things like your division tag, which shows how your text is aligned and so forth, you could choose to have the blocks show there. You could also have it show invisible characters that may not show on the front end but you want it to, but they show on the back end. So if you wanted those to show, then you could check that. See, like this space right here, which you don't normally really want to see that, but some people might. And then you've got your formatting. Of course, you've got your headers, your inline, your blocks, alignment, and so forth. And if you wanted to clear the formatting, say you select some text that may be copied from Word or something, and sometimes it'll get quirky inside the editor or something. So you can clear the formatting by selecting the text and then going here and selecting clear the formatting. Now, if you need to insert a table, you can come here and say if you want to insert a table with 3 columns and 2 rows, then you would just select like that, or 3 columns with 3 rows, you go like that. And you see it inserted the table right here. And you just click on this little handle bars on the end, and you can stretch it out. So you can then go inside the table and enter your content. Now, if you should already have a table created, then you might want to use the cell properties. You might want to merge some cells, maybe add a row, delete a row. You've got more table options here if you need those as well. The same thing with columns. Now, under Tools, you have your source code option. And that's in the event that you should need to come into the source code for any reason. Let's say that I just want to select this table and just delete it. I can do that. Now, this is for inserting images, but there's going to be another video on images, so I'm not going to cover that here. And then this is for inserting videos. And this is a preview button. Now, your things like your short codes are not going to show what it's actually going to look like to the member. But any other text that you have on here, your formatting, your images, and so forth, you'll be able to get an idea what it looks like. But to actually see what the member is going to see, you'll actually need to log in as a member once you get the page completed, so you can see what it actually looks like. You also have the option to add emoticons if you want to do that. Of course, you've got your text formatting, your color, and background. This is a background color. You want to change the background color. And then we have some other items over here on the right where you have your levels will show up here. So you want to select whatever levels get to see the content on this page. So then you would check whoever gets to see it and uncheck the ones who don't. You also have another option. You can make the content unavailable to members that join after a certain date. So then you would enter that date in here. Say members who join after August 2015 would not get to see the content on this page if you went with this option. Another option is drip feed settings, where you can set the pages to show after a certain time has passed, like might be 7 days or 30 days or whatever you want to set it at. People generally use that if they're setting up courses or something that need to be delivered on a scheduled basis. There's also a dynamic menu option, and basically what this does, it puts, instead of putting a page name on the navigation bar, it will put a monthly name on the menu bar. So it would say like August, and then each month after that would show in a drop-down menu, and it would vary depending on their join date. Another option is you can send an email when the page becomes active, letting the member know that another lesson is ready, or whatever you want to put into the email. So you just check that box and the editor shows up, and then you type in your content, whatever you want to say here, whatever. And the way that you save it is when you save the page, and then your email content gets saved as well. And then that will go out when the page becomes active. And then we've already covered the videos in another video, so I'm not going to cover that here. So that concludes this video. Thank you.